Well, that was certainly another ugly win, but it's a win, and I'll take it. I also have my broomstick here with me because we just swept the Chicago Bears. 2-0 on the Chicago Bears. They go 7-7, and all I gotta say is that certainly feels good to be able to sweep and eliminate the Chicago Bears from the playoffs. Their season is done, so I feel pretty good about that. 21-13, the final score. Obviously, there's quite a lot of it to take away from it, but there's some things to not really read into, as this is yet again another team victory with resilience all around, and I'll definitely give the Chicago Bears some credit too. They certainly came to play. They definitely fought till the end. They certainly had some resiliency in there, but they certainly had their fair share of blunders as well. But yet again, at the end of the day, we're 11-3, and it sure feels good to be 11-3, and a win is a win, and I'll take it. But like I said, this was definitely far from a perfect win. There were certainly a lot of mistakes made. There were certainly some balls dropped. The first play from the offense was a nice deep throw from Aaron Rodgers, but it was dropped by Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and then soon after that, he was not seen for the rest of the game. And then there was also a couple of other players that were plagued by drops, including Davante Adams, who actually did have a pretty good game. He came away with 7 catches for 103 yards and that long touchdown pass that put up the Packers 7-0 to start off. Then from there on, it was kind of a bit of an ugly showing from both offenses. They were getting into fourth downs and just not being able to convert on fourth down. And a lot of those probably would have been field goals if it weren't. They would have been taken for field goals had it not been so cold and windy. But that's just how it goes sometimes. The weather can play a factor, and sometimes you want to play aggressive, and you want to be able to have your offense sustain drives. It just didn't happen really all that much for both teams. Not much of a really great day on the ground game for the Packers, as that stingy Bears defense was able to, for the most part, hold the Packers to under 100 yards running. But it was Aaron Jones leading the team in carries, 13 for 51 yards and the 2 scores. That was the difference. The difference in this game was obviously the running game coming from Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. I believe that those two were definitely the X factors in this game, as we needed to run the football, as the Chicago Bears fierce pass rush was to be expected, but the offensive line had other ideas, and for the most part, the pass rush of the Chicago Bears was kept in check, and Khalil Mack, the big trade acquisition from a few years ago, was held in check. He did not get to Aaron Rodgers, but almost got to Aaron on an unblocked assignment. But fair to say the offensive line did a really good job at pass blocking, probably not so much in run blocking, but a lot of that has to do with just how stout that Bears defensive line is, with Akeem Hicks returning to the lineup. That certainly helped things for Chicago, and that's what made things pretty tough for our offense to be able to do a whole bunch of major damage on for today. Was that the Bears, obviously they certainly fought very hard on defense, and definitely fought pretty hard on offense, despite some errors here and there by Mitchell Trubisky. There were two interceptions. One came at the end of the first half, and the other one was an interception by Dean Lowry, our defensive end, and that certainly helped things as well, is that we are able to win the game because we forced a couple turnovers and forced the Chicago Bears on some 3-and-outs, and The fourth downs were definitely key in that area. As far as the stat line for Aaron Rodgers goes, he was only 16 of 33 for 203 yards and the touchdown to Davante. Obviously not a very good day for Aaron today, but he definitely played well enough to win, and it's kind of tough considering that there's only one wide receiver for Aaron to throw to right now, and that's Davante Adams. Everyone else has gotten a few catches. There was one catch by Jake Kummerow for 49 yards. Geronimo Allison only got 2 catches for 19, and he definitely had a pretty big drop today. Allen Lazard was only able to get 2 catches for 14, and our running backs were really, again, a non-factor in the passing game. And that is something that I would like to see the Packers do going forward, is getting our running backs involved in the passing game. I would also like to see our tight ends also get involved in the passing game too, as they were non-factors pretty much, again, in terms of catching passes from our quarterback. Again, as far as the defense goes, it was really truly a bend but don't break defense yet again in today's game. There were certainly a lot of yards being put up on, a lot of those being in garbage time by Mitchell Trubisky. I believe he got 348 passing yards on but the majority of it was in garbage time, and they were down in the game, so they had to throw the football. And their running game, shockingly, was pretty much stuffed for the most part, as our run defense was able to clamp down pretty fairly well on David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen. And with all that said, the game balls are going to go to Aaron Jones for the 2 touchdowns and the 51 tough yards he had to grind out on the ground. The second game ball I'm going to give to Davante Adams for the 100-yard day and the touchdown. And the third and final game ball I'm going to give to Kenny Clark for a really, really good day. He caused a whole bunch of havoc. He definitely was able to create some pressure up in the middle, and he was definitely instrumental in holding David Montgomery to the certain amount of yards that he had, and 2 sacks on the day. So that's going to do it for this video. I'll catch you guys later. Go Pack Go, and the Bears still suck.